Right, a raise of hands. How many of you have this organ called skin? Come on. Everybody, right? How many of us have skin confidence? You know, when you wake up in the morning, look at yourself in the mirror and say, wow, I look good. I feel confident. That one pimple on your face, that one blemish, that one scar does not bother you. You embrace your skin color. That is skin confidence. And if you don't have it, this is the time to change. Our skin is the largest organ of the body. It has various layers and it's constantly subject to change. It's way ahead of all of us when it comes to change. You go out in the sun, you get a tan. You go to a cold country, the skin gets dry and flaky. You have an internal issue, it shows up on the skin. Besides that, with age, our skin is constantly changing. And that is visible change. Alright, so the skin has a color called eumelanin. That's the pigment, eumelanin. Okay? What happens? When you have a lot of eumelanin, you get dark color. And we Indians have a lot of eumelanin in us. Eumelanin protects us from UV rays, it protects us from skin cancer. And so it's a good thing to be dark skin toned. Why is this obsession about fair skin prevalent in India? Let me take you back to ancient literature. You know, whether it's Jayadeva's Gita Govinda or Ramayana or Kalidasa's works. They celebrated Shamavarna, dark complexion. It was not about caste. Whether you had Brahmins, like Chanakya or Lord Shiva, or whether you had Kshatriyas, you know, like Lord Krishna or Lord Rama, they all had Shamavarna. Draupadi, the protagonist of Mahabharata, she was supposed to be dark and beautiful. This is my husband. This is when he was 10 years old. This is when he was 19 years old. This is when we got married 27 years ago. Probably most of you would not have been born by then. And this is us just about 4 days ago. Look at him. Look at the skin color and the changes in his skin. Everything is visible. And I think he has maintained his skin confidence pretty well. Or maybe I have helped him to do so. So why this color, constant color pressure? Whether it's matrimonial proposals or jobs or beauty pageants, all the time fair-skinned people are given more preference. And it's just increasing in our country because of media, because of advertisements, movies, where the main protagonist most of the time is lighter skinned. You know, when I started practice, every third patient would come and would want to become fair. This is gradually changing. Okay, now I have people who want to look fresh and who want to look comfortable in their skin. Back then, even until 5 years ago, mothers would come with their kids and say, Doc, this kid, he was born very fair, but look at him now, he's 13 and he's so dark. Do something about it. There would be girls, young girls, looking to become fair because they were rejected by their prospective grooms on the basis of their skin color. Although they were educated, talented, and beautiful. This has to change 100%. And the movement has started. In 2009, a campaign called Dark is Beautiful was started by the Women of Youth, an NGO which promises to bring about this awareness, which makes everybody realize that our self-worth does not depend on our skin color. There are many more such campaigns like Color Me Beautiful, Unfair is Lovely, which is doing a lot in this field. In March 2022, Dainik Bhaskar, which is a very popular Hindi newspaper magazine announced that it is not going to put any matrimonial ads which talk about skin color. Hats off to them. In 2018, there was a very popular fashion week which celebrated, beauty beyond all boundaries. They said fair to dark to all shades in between. And so the movement has begun. It's a big, big change. Now, what is this? This is one of my staff. Do you know what condition this is?
Vitiligo.
Yes. It's a condition called vitiligo or leukoderma, where a person develops white patches on any part of the body. How many of you think this is a contagious condition? None? Absolutely good. That's amazing to know. This is not a contagious condition and it is not even life-threatening. But the kind of social discrimination and stigma that is associated with it in our country is just very heartbreaking. The person who suffers from this is psychologically scarred. I belong to an association called the Indian Association of Dermatologists, Venerologists and Nephrologists. We are 13,000 members strong, and we are trying to bring about this constant awareness among the common people that vitiligo is not a disease. It's just a simple skin disorder where the eumelanin, the pigment, has reduced. Now, we either do marathons, walkathons, webinars, we conduct rallies. We've also had brochures in 12 different languages that we try to distribute amongst people. Not only that, there are a lot of online and offline vitiligo support groups who are now coming in the open to break these mental and psychological and social barriers which are related to vitiligo. These two very popular activists who are there on social media are really working hard, and there are many, many more. If you look at this particular site, Vitiligo India, you will see thousands and thousands of people from all over the country post pictures of their vitiligo, and they have such traumatic stories, but they are empowering others to come out and to talk about this condition and embrace this condition. This is a very positive step that is happening. Now let's go to something more lighter. What's the next change that is happening in our country? Men have skin too. How many of us in the audience, males, are using skincare products? 2? Alright, about 10 hands have come up, and I feel proud. When I started practice 23 years ago, people, men with sun allergies, men with eczemas would come in and I would say, listen, you have a dry skin eczema, you need a moisturizer, or you have a sun allergy, you need a sunscreen. They would say, doc, just give us some tablets. These are such girly things. And I'd just look and say, well, you guys have skin too. But this is gradually changing. The male, the Indian male, now is slowly moving out of using colognes and shaving creams and wants to use skincare products to have clear skin. Maybe it is the social media which is booming. At the press of a button on your smartphone, they have a lot of information. Maybe it is the disposable income. Maybe it's the celebrity factor, because you have a lot of males, you have a lot of male actors, a lot of sportsmen who are now endorsing skincare products. And maybe that gender barrier is breaking now. And that taboo, that little social taboo that men would not or should not use skincare is now becoming history. I remember about 2 years ago, 2 decades ago, there was this 14-year-old kid who was traumatized with his acne. He had made an appointment at my clinic. He came to the reception and then he ran away because he saw only females out there in the entire waiting room. He was so embarrassed. But today, I'm so proud to say that 40% of my patients are males. And they don't just come for skincare, They don't just come for acne or hyperpigmentation. They also ask for a skincare routine. And when I'm done, they're like, Doc, don't you have any treatments that we can do once in a month to maintain our healthy skin? And that makes me really, really proud. I feel so happy that men are slowly realizing that they have skin too. Now if you look here, in 2020, and then you look at this graph of 2021, there is a 400% jump in the traffic to men's skincare websites. That's a positive change. Then you see that the product market size, the male skincare product market size, also is changing, right? You look at this 2018, there is this market study group which said there was a $643 million market in the year 2018, but this is going to jump to 1.2 billion by 2024. That's the kind of boom that we are seeing in the Indian male grooming market. And then, it's not just this, it's also the skincare industry which is absolutely booming. Up until 3 years ago, niacinamide, AHA, BHA, retinol, vitamin C were all ingredients that only a dermatologist knew about. But today they know it all. They come prepared. And they already know what they have to use. They want a little more guidance. And it's really amazing to see that. Now look at the Indian skincare product market size. In 2017, it was 2.4 billion. And by 2027, there's going to be a whopping jump to 5,000 billion, up to about 5 billion. So that's the kind of jump that we're seeing. Also what is happening is that a lot of pharmaceutical companies as well as startups have now begun to make skincare products in our country itself. They are manufacturing them within India for all socio-economic strata and for all skin types. And so what is happening is one does not have to rely on imported products for better quality and better skin. So there is a healthy shift, and there is also a shift to science-based treatments. When we were young, we used to apply a lot of besan, which is chickpea. We used to apply malai, which is milk cream. I used to hate it, but it was actually lactic acid. Lactic acid has moisturizing and skin lightening properties. And that has now been made into serums and put into jars, and you're getting it all over, and you use the actual formulation for better skin. Back in the day, aunts, mothers, all the different ladies would visit parlors very regularly for anti-aging treatments, for glowing skin, for hair removal, etc. Visiting a dermatologist was very rare. In fact, as a child, I didn't even know a dermatologist existed. I had this terrible atopic eczema. I had a lot of hives, I had urticaria, but my parents just took me to a GP. But today, things are changing. For any skin, hair or nail issue, people are consulting their dermatologist. I hope all of you are. Okay? So they are moving on to more scientific, more evidence-based data. Even for small procedures, for facials, for medifacials, for non-surgical skin tightening, skin brightening treatments, before their weddings, before important events, before any festival, or just to feel good and look good on a day-to-day basis, they are moving to science and towards all these skin clinics. And that's a big shift. There's a shift to clinical skincare. Now with all this changing, and there's all these winds of change that you see, it is time to feel confident in your own skin. Confidence is a life-changing byproduct of good skin and hair. There were studies which have shown that if you have clear skin, mind you, I'm not talking about fair skin, I'm not talking about absolutely perfect skin, I'm just saying healthy, clear skin. A person's self-esteem increases, and there is an increase in their social, and as well as their professional and personal development. We all have to take baby steps. It starts with holistic skincare. Eat right, sleep on time, exercise a little, do anything to cope with stress. All of us are burdened with stress today. But go out there, have some me time, develop a hobby, do whatever it takes to just de-stress, give yourself some me time. And then do not forget to use a simple skincare routine, cleansing, moisturizing, and using a sunscreen. Make your sunscreen your best friend for the rest of your life. You're going to be carrying your skin till your last day. Apart from that, maybe a few skin treatments here and there, if required. Remember, never to cross that thin line. You should never aim at looking like some celebrity who you admire. You are unique, and your features are unique, your color is unique, and you have to embrace all of that and feel confident. Never ever give your happiness, the key to your happiness, to anybody else. And finally, if you are happy and positive on the inside, you tend to glow on the outside. One of my favorite fashion designers, Coco Chanel, said, "Beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. And elegance is when the inside is as beautiful as the outside." Thank you very much.